Hey chemistry students, today's tutorial is on ionic compound nomenclature. But this time we are given the ionic compound names and asked to write the chemical formula. So we're kind of working backwards. In each of these examples we have the name of the cation and the anion. So we're going to have to write the ions out to the side, use our crisscross method to get our chemical formula of our compound. So let's begin. So number one is sodium sulfide. Well, right off the bat, sodium is Na. Just from looking at the compound, I know that sodium does not fall in the transition metals. If it did, we would see a parenthesis with its charge or oxidation state noted. So to find out what charge sodium has as an ion, I use my periodic table trick. So sodium falls in the alkali metals. So it's going to have a charge of +1 when it forms an ion. So Na +1. Now sulfide, that's an anion. So I know it's definitely going to be over here if it's not polyatomic. Remember that when monatomic anions, when monatomic atoms become an ion, it's called an anion. And what happens is they keep the root of their word and add I to the end. So sulfur becomes sulfide when it gains 2 extra electrons. So sulfide is S-2. I do want to point out right now that oxide and sulfide are located on the back of your chemistry reference page. Right, so now I'm going to have to crisscross to figure out what this compound would look like. Remember, when we do this, we drop the charges because our compound is going to be neutral. Circle the numbers and we crisscross and they become substrates. So sodium sulfide is Na2S. Now I only have one S, so I don't have to put that number at the end. It means the same thing, so I'm going to just take it off. All right, number 2, nickel 3 sulfate. So right off the bat, I know that nickel falls in the transition metals. I know that its symbol is Ni. I don't have to look up its charge. It's already given to me in the name. So this compound was formed with nickel with a +3 charge. Now sulfate is the name of a polyatomic anion. So I'm going to search the back of my sheet. I find it. Sulfate is SO4 with a -2 charge. Alright, same thing as before. Disregard or drop the charges. Circle the numbers. Crisscross where they become substrates. So this compound is Ni2 SO4 3. Now one reason why I went ahead and put my polyatomic anion in parentheses is because I knew I was going to have more than one. So this reads as I have 2 nickels and I have 3 whole sulfate groups. If I wanted to take it a step further, I have 3 sulfurs and 3 times the 4 oxygens I already have in one compound, so 12 oxygens. Alright, let's move on to the last one. Aluminum chloride. So again, I know aluminum doesn't fall within the transition metals. If it did, I know it only has 1 charge. That's why it won't be mentioned. So I'm going to use my periodic table trick on this one. Aluminum falls in group 13. It's right below boron. Remember, it is not a metalloid. So aluminum has a +3 charge. Chloride comes from chlorine. So chlorine, when it becomes an anion, when it gains an electron, it gets the name of chloride. So chloride is Cl with a -1 charge. So same thing as before, drop the charges, circle the numbers, crisscross. So aluminum chloride is written as Al. And I only have 1, so I'm just going to leave it as Al. Cl3. Alright, so continue practicing along in your practice packet, on Canvas. Use the periodic table or trick as you go along, as well as the PowerPoint steps. Try some of these on your own, and as always, ask me questions, and thank you for stopping by.